Every alien signal humanity has ever confirmed would fit on one page, and that page is blank. In 1960, a young astronomer aimed a radio dish at two nearby stars and listened for months. He logged about 150 hours of sky and came back holding nothing at all. Since then, the ears got enormous. One survey alone swept more than 1,300 nearby stars. Guess how many confirmed alien transmissions came out of all of it? 0. Every promising blip turned out to be us, our radar, our satellites, our own phones. One shot got away, 1977, 72 seconds, out of the direction of Sagittarius. A volunteer in Ohio circled it in red ink and wrote one word beside it: wow. Nobody has heard it since. Our galaxy is roughly 13 billion years old, and Earth only shows up near the end of the story. In 1950, over lunch at a weapons laboratory, Enrico Fermi asked 3 words that still sting. Where is everybody? It sounded like a joke at the table. The arithmetic underneath it is brutal. Ships crawling at 1/10 of light speed could seed this entire galaxy in a few million years. Guess how a few million years compares against the age of the galaxy? Less than 1 part in 1,000. Anyone who started early had time to finish 1,000 times over. We have confirmed more than 6,000 planets around other stars, and the sky stays perfectly quiet. The galaxy had every chance to get loud. It stayed silent, and that silence wants an explanation. A Harvard astrophysicist answered Fermi in 1973 inside a real peer-reviewed journal. His name was John Ball. He worked with a radio observatory, and his paper ran only a few pages. The title was blunt: The Zoo Hypothesis, printed in Icarus, a journal about planets and space science. His claim: they are out there, they are common, and they avoid us on purpose. We live inside a set-aside area, the way a national park is set aside, a wilderness, a zoo. Guess what a zoo needs in order to keep working? The animals must never notice the fence. A fence they can see becomes a fence they start testing. Ball's uncomfortable point: perfect silence is exactly what a perfect zoo would sound like. Everything you have heard so far is measured, published, and checkable by anybody with a library card. From this line forward, we leave the facts behind. What follows is people trying to explain a gap. Nobody has evidence for any of it. Please carry that sentence through the rest of this video. The gap is simple: a galaxy old enough to be crowded, sitting under a sky with nobody in it. Guess who published the next idea, the one that travels far past a fence? A science fiction novelist. Stephen Baxter in the Journal of the British Interplanetary Society, 2001, a genuine spaceflight journal and an author who writes novels for a living.
The idea escaped the paper, and somewhere along the road it dropped the word proposal. A planetarium is a dome that shows you a sky. The proposal is that the sky itself is the dome. Baxter's argument opens with a ladder an astronomer sketched out in 1964. Type 1 uses the energy of a planet. Type 2 uses a whole star. Type 3 uses an entire galaxy. If somebody were running a galaxy's worth of power, hiding from us would be a small errand. Guess what the cheapest way of hiding a crowded galaxy would be? Skip the hiding. Build the customer a sky that already looks empty and let him fill in the rest. Baxter never claimed this is happening. He asked whether it could be afforded and answered yes. An empty universe and a well-run show would look identical from inside the show. A fence keeps the animal inside. A screen decides what the animal believes is outside. The zoo idea has one weak joint. It needs every neighbor to stay quiet, forever, without exception. A single leak across 1,000,000 years ruins it. One careless transmitter, one probe, one bright mistake. Guess how many operators the screen version needs by comparison? 1. A single show, run from one place, under one set of rules about what gets to appear in it. If you can afford the fence, you can afford the view, and the view is far easier to police. That escalation is why the idea refuses to die, even among people who find it useless.
The screen version asks for more power and less luck. Luck is the expensive part. Any test you dream up carries the same flaw. The test lives inside the thing you are testing. Your telescope is in the show. Your sensor is in the show. Your physics book is in the show. If that were true, an edge would exist somewhere, and hunting for the edge is the obvious plan. The trouble is that the edge would be part of the staging, painted in wherever you happen to look. Guess what happens to the operator's costs each time humans build a sharper instrument? They rise. Every new telescope forces the show to be rendered in finer and finer detail. Baxter treated that as the one honest pressure point. Keep looking, and the bill keeps climbing. A strange sort of comfort. The only move available is the move astronomers were making anyway. Scientists keep a blunt word for ideas shaped like this one, unfalsifiable. An idea that explains every possible observation, forbids nothing, and predicts nothing. It fits today's silence. It would fit a sky full of signals tomorrow. That flexibility is the disease. The same charge lands on the zoo paper, and Ball himself admitted how thin the ground was. Look at the footage on your screen. Military sensors, real cases, a Pentagon office funded to chase them. Guess what the resolved cases in the latest annual report turned out to be? Balloons, birds, satellites, drones, one rocket launch, and one man wearing a jetpack. Unexplained means the data ran out.
Turning that into a spaceship is a story you supplied yourself. Every one of us runs a small planetarium, and yours is built from the sources you decided to trust. Your industry has one. Your feed has one. The story about why last year went badly has one as well. The useful habit here has little to do with aliens. Separate what was measured from what was offered. Ask 3 questions. Who measured this? What would change my mind? And what am I using to fill the gap? Guess which parts of this video would survive somebody demanding your sources? The silence, the survey counts, the 1973 paper. The rest was a novelist's proposal. You will probably never find the edge of the universe. You can always find the edge of your evidence.